This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Sam. Her actual name was Samantha, and she was a friend back when we both were 10. I liked Samantha because she was always full of surprises. She was different. I mean, in a lot of ways she was regular, but in some ways she was really different. Like when the new kid moved in next door to her. Devlin was his name, nasty little guy. When Samantha would go out on her bike, Devlin would zip by on his skateboard real close. So Samantha would get startled and swerve and bump into a tree or something and fall. And what would Samantha do? Nothing. She didn't run home crying, didn't tell Devlin's mother. Like I said, she was different. And when Devlin had one of his nasty pals at his house, Devlin would swipe something of Samantha's, like her hat or her scarf. And then Devlin and his pal would play monkey in the middle. You know, they'd toss it back and forth while Samantha would make pitiful attempts at grabbing it. And Devlin thought that was hysterical. He'd laugh and tease and act like a jerk. Still, Samantha did nothing. It could have been a good strategy if Devlin was a regular kid and just gave up when he didn't get Samantha's goat or make her cry. But no, Devlin kept being annoying and Samantha kept doing nothing. But everybody has a limit of how much they can take. And Devlin pushed Samantha past that limit the day he went after Samantha's cat with a water gun. Samantha went ballistic. It was time to get even. Which was not too much of a challenge for Samantha since she was a witch. Samantha went into her witch mode, conjured up a bolt of lightning and sent it right toward Devlin's house, and it came right back at her. She thought it must have hit something. Maybe Devlin's house had aluminum siding. No problem. Samantha was way more than a one-trick witch. Samantha flipped through witch books, found a recipe for fireballs. And before you could say, trouble, trouble, boiling bubble, she had a fireball the size of a Buick. With all her might, she hurled it at Devlin's house. And what came back at Samantha was a huge torrent of water. It doused the fireball and nearly drowned Samantha. She figured someone must have been watering the lawn or washing the car, whatever. Samantha had a whole bunch of witch books full of tricks. And it was time to pull out some of the really scary stuff. Actually, the scariest of all the big snakes. Snakes always work. Even small ones can be scary. But the one Samantha conjured up was a monster, a mega snake. So over goes the giant snake slithering across the yard. Samantha sat back and waited for Devlin's pitiful scream, which never came. What did come was her giant snake in a panic. And no wonder. Right behind the snake was a great big saber-toothed tiger. That giant jungle cat chased the snake across Samantha's yard, crashing through the fence, disappearing down the street. Well, she had to find out what was going on. So that night, when she was sure everyone in Devlin's house would be asleep, she snuck across the yard. She crept up to the window of Devlin's room and peeked in. No one was in the room. Then Samantha smelled something familiar. She couldn't quite figure out what it was. It was just familiar. Familiar in a nice way. Like when a boy remembers exactly where he was when he smelled his first pizza. Suddenly, it hit her. It was the smell of school. Witch school. Boiling gnat's wings and powdered bat nails. All that magic potion stuff she knew so well. In Devlin's house? Hi, said Devlin, suddenly standing right behind Samantha. How did you get here? She asked, even though she already knew the answer. Devlin was a warlock. This was a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Samantha. She got to know Devlin, got to like him, eventually married him, and they had a child who could be your next-door neighbor.